Hey guys, I had posted on Instagram how I use the Magic Star Concealer yesterday to do my under eyes and just do kind of a natural kind of look to my face, and I'm gonna do that today on here for you guys so you can see how I did it in two different colors. I actually got three. And just to tell you, normally I get like one of the lightest colors. This is C2. Okay, C1 is like almost white. C2 is, it might as well be. Let me show you. That is C2. I mean, and I am very fair, and that's way too fair for me. Actually, what would normally be one of the lightest shades in most concealers, for me, the closest match is really C6. And then I use this to kind of around my eyes to highlight a little bit. I'm not going to talk a incredibly lot. I do have a doctor's appointment that I'm running late to, but I got to do something with this face. Anyway, so many of you guys asked me about this, so I wanted to do it. I'm going to start off with the Kopari Starry Eyes. That's this here. This is like a saving grace. I want to buy a case of this stuff, just in case they stop making it. And this has caffeine in it, and it's got a lot of different types of oils, and my eyes are very easily irritated by stuff, and usually caffeine and, you know, anti-puff type products do not work well on me at all. But this, as long as I keep it under the eye, works great. Put this anywhere that I tend to pull a little dry, and I come down into here. Anywhere I want to look glowy, I'll go ahead and do it. I also, no primer. I just used my moisturizer, and then I followed it by Herbivore's Orchid Facial Oil, which, yes, it's bougie. It's mainly because I like the smell. It smells like orchids. It just smells so incredible. Alright, and I'm going to start out with, where is it? I'm going to start out with C6. And I will go back and kind of touch up with C3. That was two dunks? It does have a little hole in the center that holds product. It's very similar to the, what is it? It's a L'Oreal lip product that's exactly like that. I'm going to go ahead and grab my sponge. But it's wet, but I'd like to take, this is the Watermelon Glow Mist from, yes, I just went over that. You want to keep everything real, I keep everything real dewy. Get this, I do my entire face with this, mainly concentrating it in the center. I do like to even the tone, and it covers up that redness just perfectly, and with the oils and stuff underneath, it keeps it so dewy and so fresh for me. I mainly blend it out, and then I will just, the rest of the perimeter of my face, I will just go ahead and blend that the rest of the way out. I'm not a big coffee drinker, but I think I should have had some this morning. I'm so tired. Now, I blend it way out. You want everything real blended. Now, I'm going to grab C3. I think this, one of these is an olive tone and one's a beige tone. I'm going to bring right in here. It's exactly how I did it yesterday. Now this was the hard part, because I like this sponge, but it's so hard to get in here. Now if you want that a little more highlighted than that, which I think yesterday I did, I'm going to, this is C2. Now I'm just going to take, this is, I've never, besides a white concealer, I've never seen a colored concealer that light. And that gives you a little bit of brightness right there. I mean, you can go a little brighter than that. I'm not wanting it to look like I have a ton of makeup on today. If you feel like your sponge is getting wet, I mean, getting a little dried out, this sponge does tend to feel like that. You want to keep everything real moist. I've heard people say this concealer is full coverage. Yes, it is. You can sheer it out. You can work with it. It gives you a lot of work time, and it does for the way I'm using it. Now, I'm using all these oils and stuff to really make it so I can use it on the entire face. And because my skin tends to be a little drier, for some reason, I guess from not sleeping too well last night, I do have a little tiny bit of darkness there. I'm going to go ahead, this is C2, the light one, and I'm just going to bring that a little more. I'm going to give myself just a tad bit more brightening up in here. Now guys, keep in mind, I'm 49 years old, okay? Anybody tells you that you can't do this or you can't do that, tell them to stuff it. Because see, I got the colors covered, but I've got that swelling right there. See, that swelling is catching light. Funny. That is how I did that. The part that's really going to surprise you. I'm not going to set it. Nope, I did not set it yesterday, nor am I going to today. Look at this. This is not creasing. Yes, I just made all those funny looks just to show you. You don't have to like hold your face still and stuff and not move. As long as you make sure you have like puddles of it and it's very blended out and you've got a nice base underneath, this stuff will stay like this. I had this on and I took pictures at the 6-hour mark. This is a stick foundation from Anastasia Beverly Hills in Fawn. Now I'm just gonna, instead of bronzing or adding any, much to my face, I'm gonna go ahead and just adding a little bit of this, kind of a contour slash bronzer, just to add a little color and definition. Now, I don't want to look like I'm wearing a full face of makeup. I want this to look very natural. Now, I'm gonna, what's left on the sponge here, I'm just going to kind of round out the edge of my forehead. That's pretty much how I'm gonna do my face. And I mean, you can see, I'll show you close up. It's just blended out very pretty. Now, if you have more dark under your eyes than I do, you can go a little heavier, but honestly, I just have this blended out so much, and so I have it so dewy looking that it doesn't look like I really have makeup on. And that's the whole point of what I wanted. I didn't want like a makeup-y look. And let's grab something here. I want to put a little something to define my I always define, I have such hooded eyes, so I always try to define. This is one of my favorite. This is that Too Faced Festival palette. I love this thing. I don't know. It's just, it's like all my little 10-year-old dreams in a palette. And it's so pretty to do these little, see how much that just, now when I go over to the other side, I've always said this, come back and just kind of knock that color just so they match, because when you mix them like this, it's so hard. I did a little darker. Actually, it shows up so much lighter in person and darker on camera. I don't know. I guess it's the way the camera picks things up sometimes, but I am going to grab just a plain brush and I'm going to blend that. I'm going to blend that way out. Because you really only want that to be ever so light. Actually, in person, it's looking a lot lighter. So I'm going to go by my mirror over here in person. It's picking up the orangey pink tone to this so much on camera for some reason. Now, I'm going to grab just a little flat brush. This is a Bodyography Pro brush. This is actually the brush I use to do the cut crease with. And I'm just going to grab this Unicorn Tears color. It's that kind of white iridescent with a purple shift. And I'm just going to brush that over the lid. I like using white base colors because I do have such hooded eyes. And it really will just help so much giving that lid that brightness to really bring that lid out. There we go. It's looking a little more pink for some reason today than it did yesterday. I guess that's what happens when you blend colors back and forth. I'm going to go into this one. I'm going to try to, there we go. I want it a little more I wanted it a little more like, trying to change the tone of this a little bit. There we go. There. I just brought a little bit of purple into it, like a plum color, to kind of balance out all that orange. That was like too much orange for me today. For some reason it's showing up very, very orange on camera, but in person it's not. This is the, what is this brush? This is the 510. I love this to go over the very last thing when you do your eyeshadow, just the very last to kind of blend that. When you're doing a look like this, you want this so super, super blended that it doesn't really look like you have much of anything on there. I'm going to go ahead, I want to throw a little purple in my waterline, even though I put that darker color. I like doing this with two colors because the black is going to sit down in my lashes and then this will kind of sit up top. I've been doing this a lot, using more than one. See that put a little bit of purple to it? Right now, the very last thing I did was I took the, this is the Urban Decay All Nighter Spray, and I'm just gonna, I want to keep that on the perimeter of my face, just to help that look kind of last. You know, with, that's the part that more touches your hair and whatnot. And the center part, I'm going to go over with the Glow Recipe to keep that glow. Very last step, I'm going to grab my, I'm going to grab a highlighter. I forget which brush this is, but I'll look it up and put it on there. I just got it. So I actually found this one out from Mel Thompson, of course. Who else? I find everything out from her. And this is the Julia's Place Highlighter Volume 3, the Tribe. I love this thing. And if you see, I'm not doing a super whole lot with highlighter. You don't really need it because you've got so much glow that you don't really need it. If you have a lot of texture in here, one of the things you can do is take your highlighter and like push it in. See how that fades that, see? It fades that texture. You can see that line real bad, and as you're watching, I'm not moving, it's fading it, but you don't lose the glow. That gets it down into the crease without having to, you know, do it lower or, you know, not use as much, or be careful what you use. You can still have all that glow, but how I pushed it down in there, see, you really can't see the texture. If you come up on it, you can see I do have a lot of texture right here. But the way I pushed it into there, it really takes away from that. Now I'm going to throw on something on my lips. It's from, I think this is Kaja. Kaja, these little double lip things, they have a lip liner on one side and like a crayon on the other. I love these. This is the more pinkish kind of tone one, and what is the color on this one? This is Sahara. I'm just going to define right there. Just a very light defined lip. I don't like to go crazy defining my lips and, you know, going all crazy when I'm doing this look. Now I will take this same beauty sponge and kind of tap this off. I use the clean side, of course. I look like I got a little. See, I like that real blended off kind of tone, where it doesn't look like. I just want some color to my lips. I don't want it to look like, you know, I went crazy and put heavy lipstick on. But yes, here comes the hair. I know my hair's been looking kind of better lately. Look, this is not even brushed. This is just like taking it down from being up on top of my head for a while. I've got to do something with the front. But anyway, guys, that is the glowy look using the Jeffree Star concealers. Have a great day, guys. I'll see you later. Bye.